Welcome to another episode of Riding and Wrenching, the biggest little YouTube channel on the entire interwebs. I am your host, Q the Rider, and in today's episode, I'm going to review with you this Kenwood dash cam that I installed on my 2018 Road Glide. Before I get started, I want to recognize the sponsors for Riding and Wrenching. We have Wings Customs and Volunteer Audio. In fact, this video today is sponsored by Volunteer Audio. So if you're interested in purchasing one of these dash cams, go to volunteeraudio.com, or you can call them directly and tell them that Q the Rider sent you. Now, once you open the box, this is what's on the inside of it. So we'll go over the contents. First thing is your owner's manual, which includes step-by-step installation instructions. It includes the brains or the controller for the device. The device has 5 cables that you're going to connect. They're very easily labeled or clearly labeled, and it tells you where what each one of these connects to. They're very simple. They screw on connectors, pretty straightforward. It includes 2 cameras, one for the front, one for the rear. They're interchangeable. Doesn't matter which one you install on the front or the rear. Again, with a simple twist-on connector, and there's also an adjustment screw here, which allows you to change the angle of the camera. And you can also spin the camera around inside of the bracket. When I initially installed mine, the image was upside down. So I just loosened the bracket, spun the camera around, and that took care of it. It also includes a little GPS antenna, an activation button. You have some zip ties, an SD card, as well as some 2-sided tape, which is what you're going to use to connect or to attach the camera to your bike. And it also includes the main power wiring harness, which is pretty straightforward, except for this one little wire. These 2 wires, the red and the black, will connect directly to the battery of your bike, but you're also going to need to find a switched power source, and that's what you're going to connect this yellow wire to. Now, I found mine on the rear lights for my bike. Part of the wiring harness there, one of those is a switched wire, and that's what I connected mine to. All right, so let's talk about the functionality of the device. It actually works pretty well. It does not record in 4K. Let's see, does it say what image quality you get here? 2 camera HDR. So it records in 1920 by 1080. So that's 2K, I believe. But the image quality is actually really nice. It records well at nighttime as well as during the day. And it constantly records. And it also will save files in the event that it detects an accident. So if somebody bumps into you or if you run into something, it's going to save that camera footage for you if you want it. Now you can download the images from the device to your phone through the Kenwood app. So you just download that app and you can connect to the device through Wi-Fi, and you can download the app that way. The other thing you can do is just remove the SD card, which goes into this slot here, and you can put the SD card in your computer and download it that way. So those are the 2 ways to extract the files from the device. Now, in terms of installation location, now the control box, I actually installed mine underneath the seat, but I'm going to move it because I've decided that I want easier access to the SD card. So I'm going to actually mount mine inside of my Tourpack. This way, if I want to access it, it's a lot simpler than removing the seat. The button, the instruction manual recommends you install the button somewhere close so you don't have to reach far for it. They recommend trying to attach it somewhere to the handlebars. Well, I don't want any cables straight down the side of my handlebar, so I did not do that. I actually attached it to my gas tank, close to the seat, and so it's barely visible. It's there in case I need to easily access it. But it's a pretty simple installation. It seems to work pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I am going to use this for some footage in future videos, and future riding videos that I do. A couple of things to make you aware of. Now, your front-facing camera is going to be exposed to all of the elements that the rest of your bike is exposed to, meaning it's going to get splattered with bugs, and it could get hit by rocks and things like that. You may want to make sure you inspect it and clean it before you go on a ride, in particular if you're going someplace where you want to save the footage. Another observation from the unit is that it doesn't connect to your phone via Bluetooth. I wish that it did, because that would be an easier connection. There are a few steps you have to take each time you want to connect your phone to the device. So you basically have to push the button and hold it for 4 seconds, and then select the Wi-Fi unit from the device, and then you can connect and change settings in the device. You can download the images or kind of whatever you want to do. So that's all I have. Again, if you're interested in purchasing this device, reach out to Volunteer Audio. Tell Jay that I sent you. This is Q. I'm riding, I'm wrenching, and I am out. All right.